Hey guys, this is Smartwatch with PhoneArena.com and we are live from the Samsung event here where they have just announced the Gear S2. Well, they already gave a sneak peek at the Note 5 event, but now it's finally unveiled and it looks great. It not only looks great, you can see that it has a circular UX, which is pretty interesting because this is one of the first times that a smartwatch maker has incorporated this kind of a circular UI and UX. So that's pretty interesting, and that itself makes it very worthwhile to go in depth into what the Gear S2 is all about. So let's go ahead. So first things first, there are actually two versions of the Gear S2. This is the Gear S2 and there is a S2 Classic. The difference, I'll let you know when we take a look at the Classic, but both have a very similar design and of course the circular UX. That's the most important thing about this watch basically. The circular UX, as you can see, I can rotate the dial and it gives like a very assuring click kind of a feel, which you might have experienced in other analog watches. So this is completely digital. I was a fan of the crown, but now I'm a fan of the dial that Samsung has done with the Gear S2. It just looks great. And as you can see, this is not powered by Android Wear. This is powered by Tizen, and surprisingly, it has a lot of apps. So you can scroll through pages of apps just by rotating this dial. And the best thing about this is that you get the content and you can see the content. You don't have to touch and block the content. You can just rotate the dial and have the content. Now the other ways of interaction are on the right side. On the right side you have the microphone, and this is the back button, and this is the home button. So this home button of course takes you to the smartwatch face, and going to the left shows you the latest notifications, like if you have got a message or if you've got a missed call or anything. And going to the right will take you to the main screen with buddies, favorite contacts, S-Voice, settings and apps. Now going into the settings, you can see that it's quite well fleshed out, I must add. Like the display is a 360 by 360 Super AMOLED screen, and the watch itself feels really light on the hands, and it just looks greatly designed. You have different watch faces, you have different settings, and end of scroll indicator looks really cool. Let's go back. Oh, I pressed home. Let's go to the settings again. Of course, it has a touchscreen too. Let's go into gear info, about device, the model number, the Wi-Fi MAC address, the Bluetooth, software version, serial number, and so on. It also has storage. You can see that it has 4 gigabytes, and basically this version is also available with 3G. The 3G version will have the Gear S functionality, like you can make calls and SMS from it. It's a standalone device, but it will be available a little bit later. But this one is a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth device. So let's go back further. And also it has power saving. That's one thing Pranav Mistry highlighted in the presentation. You can see the bits and pieces of the UX here. It just works. Like, I mean, I've been using the smartwatch, the G-Watch R, which is a pretty similar round face, but everything that you do here, even with the dial, is on the touchscreen. I really wanted people to make use of the real estate around the screen, and I think Samsung has done it first. Of course, after Apple did the crown, but this is a much more intuitive way to use the smartwatch. All right. So this is basically the UX that you get with the Gear S2, and that's the most important aspect of this device, I feel. So when it comes to UI, you saw all the circular UX and everything, and the best thing about this is that it works with all Android devices running 4.4 KitKat and above, and also having 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. So this is a departure from earlier Gear devices which used to work only with Galaxy phones. Now the Gear S2 will work with Android devices, and that's a big advantage, I guess. So now moving to the back, you can see, like all the other Gear watches, it has the same heart rate sensor and also has replaceable bands, but this is proprietary. But this is where the S2 Classic comes in. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. And this is of course the S2 Classic. Now the main differences, as you can see, is design. This dial looks more traditional and works the same way. It works the same way, but it looks more traditional and has the traditional band support. As you can see, this is the 20 bands that it will support, and if you want to use your existing straps, then definitely you have to go for the S2 Classic, because the S2 will have its own proprietary straps from Samsung. Yes, there will be options, but if you want more straps in terms of options, in terms of customization, then the S2 Classic is the way to go. And you can see that both the watches have a stainless steel casing. It's written at the back here, stainless steel casing, but the back is of course plastic. This is white. It's white on the Gear S2 and black on the Gear S2 Classic. And you can see that over at the right, the material differences are pretty evident. And also on the front, both these watches have Gorilla Glass 3 protection. So that's one thing additional that we forgot to mention. So this is the S2 Classic and this is the Gear S2. Both look beautiful and are really Samsung's answer to Apple's watch, I guess, because it has everything. It has Bluetooth, it has NFC, it has Samsung Pay, all the features that you would expect. And surprisingly, it has got a lot of apps. It has got Uber, it has got many apps, like for example Nike Plus, which a lot of people use. So for running, there is Nike Plus. And every app has really good UX, and it's crazy fast. As you can see, the frame rates are not dropping at all. Android Wear is not as fast. That's definitely for sure. You can see how in comparison it is a bit slow. Like it does drop frames. You can continuously see that it is kind of slow, but this is pretty fast. And as you can see, the UX is very much circular. Like you have circular motifs everywhere in the UI, unlike the Android Wear watch, which has yet to mature. So it's scanning for Bluetooth headset, which means it is supporting Bluetooth, of course. Now let's go back and take a look at the other apps. This is Nike Plus. Let's go into more apps. It's got Bloomberg, it's got CNN. Go to the other apps, you have got email, Find My Phone, all the usual stuff. ESPN, Baidu, LiveSim, WSJ, Roadify, and even Yelp. So Yelp was pretty interesting. You can see the circular UX in action here. Even the loading is circular. So this is pretty much the only watch in the world with a perfect circular UX. Again and again, I'm saying this because I'm really impressed by the UI, which takes fingers off the screen. So as you can see, this is pretty interesting. Now we'll be going in depth when we get it for review, but for now, this is the Gear S2, the Gear S2 Classic basically, and this is the Gear S2. They have not announced the pricing, but it's going to be available in October. So let's see if they announce the price soon, and we'll see how much of a value it adds. So that's the Gear S2 and the Gear S2 Classic. We don't know about the price, we don't know about the battery life, but it looks really interesting. The circular UX is something I'm really looking forward to using in day-to-day basis. So that's about it, I guess. Do let us know what you think in the comment section below. Also hit the like button if you like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. Thanks for watching.